Hello everyone, it's Mark B here from Outcasts. First off, apologies for the slight delay in uploading this video. I'm in a slightly different time zone, and obviously Friday was pretty interesting in the markets and I wanted to wait till the close, and ended up being quite late, and then that ran into Saturday. So hopefully not much of an issue because markets are closed, and at least members will get this upload before the markets open, so that's good. And back to no camera for now, as I'm back on the laptop, and I think it struggles a bit with the extra load. Okay, so any other things? Yeah, we got a couple of days left for the discount for the members Discord and the Teachable subscription, so 70% off, link below. That's well worth a look. We've got more people joining the Discord, and a lot of people learning from it, so again, you'll be welcome to join. Have a look at the link below. Okay, I think that was all admin wise. So I think last week we were looking for bullish pullbacks on NAS and SPY as they'd hit those kind of key 618 fib levels and daily levels, volume levels, etc. We also warned about possible volatility on Thursday and Friday with various news events, Friday being the main one with the Fed news, and we certainly got some volatility. So the Fed have kind of come out and said they're going to continue increasing interest rates until inflation and the economy is under control. So the market didn't like that much. We saw some 3.5% to 4% negative closes for SPY and NASDAQ, which is pretty significant, and pretty major red candle on Friday, which we'll have a look at. I'm generally not someone who follows news other than using it to know when to trade and when to not trade, and Friday was certainly a day not to trade. We'd warned members in the group to avoid trading around those times due to the potential for news events. I think most of us stayed out of that, which was good, but there's still, some people were trading through it, which isn't probably the best idea. And the reaction from that Fed news was, we have to accept that the news sometimes does maybe not affect the direction long term, but it will affect the size of the move, and that was quite a big move on Friday. So we do, in the Discord, just to give you an example, we do post every week what events are coming up. That might be a little bit small on your screen, but those are the medium and high impact events for the week. And Friday again, I think mostly Thursday and Friday, we've got some more news events coming up to watch out for. You can see them in red there. They're mostly around kind of jobs and manufacturing, but should some of those come out as being particularly negative or particularly positive, we might see some volatility. So they're not meant to be used as kind of predictions. None of us know what will happen, but they are good to know that maybe you don't want to be in a trade at that point in time, particularly around market opens. New York Open's been pretty volatile lately, so yeah, just something to be aware of. But we do update the Discord group with what's going on there. Alright, so that's enough talking. We'll get into the charts. We'll start with SPY. Weekly as usual. I think we said there was a possibility of some slight bearish divergence there, and that looks like it's playing out. That's not quite right the way it's shown on here. It was between this peak here and this one from memory. Stochastic still up and has to go below 3,870 to cross down, and we're still above that. The close was 40.59, but again, this doesn't look kind of great there, the way that's flopping around. So onto the chart itself. Yeah, that measurement there is just to show the weekly, the daily candle on the on the close there on Friday, coming down by 4.5%. So no new weekly levels to talk about there, but what we can see on the weekly, and we'll zoom in on the daily, is that there's a nice level coming in around 3904 to 3875 region. So what we've got there is a fib pull from low to high. That's confirmed our swing. We've got a few things going on down here. So we've got the golden pocket. There is a value area low there. Now it's not like, I'm not depending on it too much, because if you move this around, that value area low does move, but there is a pretty significant volume node down there. So I think we covered this last week, but these are now the levels to look for bounces, and structure wise you can say, okay, that was a high, a low, a higher high. Are we now going to make a higher low here and carry on up? That's a possibility. So I'm looking at this level to trade from, because I didn't get in any short on Friday because I wasn't trading on Friday. But yeah, that's the level I'm very interested in. You can manage risk well below there, and that would be, yeah, if it gets down here, you would know you were wrong on that trade. Then you're into, does it bounce off the weekly 200? If not, then that's going to look pretty bearish and bigger pullbacks. Not going to cover those levels just yet because they're not relevant as of now. This is our sort of active range here. Okay, so I'll move on to the daily and zoom out a little bit. So what we've got here, obviously the RSI EMA got broken. It's acting as some resistance now. Stochastics are down, and 3237 to cross up. So I think, given the way that daily closed on Friday, it's not unusual to expect some continuation on Monday. So this might take a few days to reset, and that might line up with us coming down to this 618 level that we'd discussed. We discussed here. So I think, if you remember last week, what I was talking about was the rejection from up here. I think this was let me just see, that was the, yeah, you can see it there. It did break through that 618 level, but ultimately rejected off the diagonal. Once it did, I was looking at these areas for potential longs. I didn't actually take any, but we were looking at the 21, and we said if it broke, look for lower. This was actually some pretty tricky PA in here, because it was bouncing around a lot, and I think it would have been easy to get chopped up in there. That red one obviously was Friday, where I wasn't trading, which was good. So I'm in no position. So options from here are always long, short, no trade. For me, it's no trade unless it comes back up and offers another short down to this level. If it carries on down, can't really enter short anywhere. Nowhere to manage risk on such a big candle, and being quite far away from the key EMAs. So I'm looking at a long position down here. Okay, so should it bounce here? That's the opportunity. We've then got to see, okay, is it going to make that higher high on the weekly, and even on the daily as well? So we've got the high there, low, higher, high. Is it going to, if it bounced here and moved on up, that'd be pretty bullish. So it's going to be an interesting week for sure. We'll pull our fantasy fib pull to imagine if it does bounce off this 618 up to this 618. Nothing too obvious coming in there, but that would be an obvious take profit area, depending on what lines up there, and then we've got this diagonal to contend with, daily level here as resistance, and the previous levels that we've spoken about. So that's kind of my my trade plan, really looking for a bounce off this level here, because I didn't get in any short position on Friday. Fails these levels, then yeah, it's coming down lower. If it comes back up, you might get a short position off somewhere around here. If it breaks these levels, then not going to look great. Okay, so I think that covers SPY. Nasdaq's going to be pretty similar, but we will whiz through it quickly. The volume is a bit different on SPY, that's the only thing I'd say, but stock's still nice and pointing upwards, and that was the bear div that we covered here. Ignore this orange one, it was this peak here and this high, but a lower high in price, so that's playing out. And if we zoom in, we can see that actually this is breaking the point of control, which isn't always great. However, same setup as SPY, in that we've got a 618 down here, we've got a nice volume node there to go with it as well. Let's just see if that had any value area low level. No, it didn't. Value area low is actually bottom of the range. So yeah, similar setup if you're trading Nasdaq using this node and 618. Bit more tricky on the risk management, because you have got another weekly level of support down here, there's a monthly level down here, and you've got weekly 200 as well. So they're the other long options, is this area, but you probably want to be fairly tight on managing risk on that trade there, sort of 11,850-ish, because if it drops below there, then it's coming down to this level, or you stay patient and take this level here that's got a few areas of confluence. Okay, move on to the daily. And yeah, again, stocks are similar, momentum is down, so it can take a few days before that bottoms. Excuse me, dry air here. What have we got levels wise on the daily? There's daily level recently created here at 13,150, so should there be bounce plays up here, that could be a good profit take level. So again, I'm still looking for bounces here. Didn't get them where we were expecting up here. It's obviously going to break lower, so yeah, that's the next position on Nasdaq. Okay, and we'll go on to Dixie, which I don't normally cover. I think I might have covered it last week, but we have to look at it at the moment because it's kind of just crazy. So what do we got on Dixie? Really nice clear weekly levels. You can see these blue ones are all weekly untapped levels. They haven't been hit yet, so these can be useful on the way down whenever that comes, but not looking at that yet. This thing's on a bit of a rampage. Closed last week above this weekly level. I've left that on there for now, even though it's broken this middle channel line, so kind of in absence of not much support resistance areas that I could find here. Probably a touch onto that upper channel wouldn't be too unlikely, but there's one thing to watch for here, and that is and I'm not saying it's coming, but we had one drive of bearish divergence here. That was from this high to this high, and that resulted in a reasonable pullback. It's going to have to work pretty hard to avoid doing that again. You can see we've got a high and a lower high on the RSI. We've got high and currently a higher high on price. That would have to come up quite some way to take out this and avoid some bearish divergence. So, you know, is there some signs this is getting tired? It's kind of too bullish at the moment to say, but that is something to watch out for, because it's just been going up for, you know, what is it? Kind of since, well, over a year now. It's just been pretty much straight up. So as it remains up, there is an inverse correlation at the moment to a lot of things, and that's putting pressure on a lot of other assets. So yeah, just something to keep an eye on at the moment. Moving on to gold. So let's have a look at the weekly. Let's just zoom out a little bit so we can see what's going on. Okay, so weekly, kind of okay. Stochastics still going to be up above 1700, and price closed at 1736, was it, I think. Still in this overall kind of big range here. So I want to just cover the fib plays that went on here again for anyone who missed it. But we had fib pull from down here up to this high, and we were looking for a bounce down here at this level. Sorry, my chart's a little bit crowded. We got that. We took longs here, and we played those up to, let's just get rid of some of this. We had then this fib pull here from 1879 down to here, played the long up to here, took profit. There was point of control there as well, and then what has happened now, let's just go to the daily and zoom in. We then pulled this fib pull from here to here, came down to the 618, and we took this long here. So this was all covered in, I think, last week's video and Discord as well. So what I was expecting to happen here was another, let's just remove these, try and make this a bit less messy. I was then thinking, okay, this pull down to here, and it was nicely working its way up, and then it got JPow'd and the dollar index started moving. Actually rejected off the daily 21 there as well, so didn't get up here. New daily level created there. So yeah, we're watching out for to see where gold's going to go now. This flopping around on the daily, not giving us much, but we have got our we've got lots of levels here to work from. So this here was the old 618 from this pull to this pull. We can still use that as support. It's not always ideal to come down and test it again, but given it bounced off here, that is a potential area to take. We've got an old daily level here, which if we zoom out was actually, it's a little bit higher. It's moved slightly, so let's move that back where it should be. There we go. So we have got an old daily level there as well, although it didn't do much through here, so I wouldn't put too much weight on that. Daily level here that hasn't been hit before, weekly, daily. So there's lots of support levels down here. So for me, there's no real trade at the moment. I think we have to be patient on gold now. This trade that was in failed. Well, it didn't fail. I got stopped out in profit, but it didn't make where I was hoping to on the 618. So yeah, you can see it's still overall range. The safest plays are off this level down here, but there's the levels of support. So I'm probably not going to trade gold until something really obvious comes up now. I think the really nice plays have been had, made some money. Not going to overtrade it All right, so that is gold, and we'll go to oil quickly. I'm trying to do these a bit quicker now because people's attention spans are pretty short. Okay, so we said. Okay, let's just look at the weekly first. So, gold oil. Sorry, I think it's actually looking okay. Weekly stocks have reset down here, not convincingly. 100.46 to cross up. Price closed at 100.7. So we'll see what happens this week. But that all looks okay. What's more key is when we look at the weekly. So we're still in this little range here. We've got a value area low down here which price bounced off, and then there's an old weekly level here which it's rejected from. But if we go into the daily's a bit more interesting. So quickly cover the stochastics are still up above the RSI EMA. Good. Now what's interesting is that we said a couple of weeks ago that I think we were down here and it wasn't looking very bullish, and what we said it would need to look bullish was a number of things, and that was to take out this daily level above, take out the 21 exponential moving average in shown in yellow there, take out the daily 200 and take out this diagonal. Now it did all three of those things, or four of those things, in quite a bullish way. So yeah, we got a big move down to this daily level, big reaction, jumped right through everything, came back, retested it, created a daily level here, and it's come back down, retested the diagonal, and come up again. So and also hit this tap this 618 level here. So the way I'm kind of looking at oil at the moment is I have to say that it's created there's a low, a high, lower low, it's created a higher high. Is this now going to use this level of support and move on up from here? That's what I'm looking at the moment. I think if it gives us this level again coming into next week, I'll be looking at taking that and managing that as a potential high for a move up. At the moment it's sandwiched in between these two daily levels. We've got this 618 here and daily 55 above. But if it can start to move through these, I think that's going to look pretty good from oil. So, you know, we have to flip from bearish to bullish when the charts tell us otherwise. And yeah, I have to say the weekly and the daily look pretty good. It's still overall range bound, but it's not bearish anymore. Just looking at the volume, we've got a node up here at 104. So you know, use your volume profile to sort of gauge where price is going to go if it manages to move through this area. I am not currently looking for short positions, to be honest with you. If it starts to fail and come back down and close below here, then yes, I will. But I'm looking at long positions down there. All right, so that's oil. I'm going to be trading that this week for sure. And quick last one I was going to cover on Microsoft's little setup that I've noticed here, and it's probably going to align with whatever Nasdaq's going to do as a tech stock, but very simple play. There's a decent volume node down here, and there's a nice 618 area down here. Pretty easy one to manage risk on. If it starts to come below this monthly level and this volume node, then it's obviously going to come lower. But yeah, nice potential bounce play out of here, and we've also got a very nice point of control right at this gap. So yeah, again, another setup there that's worth looking at. All right, I'm going to stop there because I'm trying to keep these short. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we will see you in the Discord hopefully. Thank you.